Now put.
No. I'm going to call the Honourable Member Mary Ann Street.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I rise to speak in this committee debate. Mr. Chair, there are several things wrong with this part one. One is the process, one is the content, and one is the context in which this bill in part one sits. Mr. Chairman, the particular concern about the process has been well traversed by members on this side of the House during the course of the first and second readings. It has been a shabby process. The first bill, the first piece of legislation that the Minister brought in, which this is now seeking to amend, was not a stellar process either, in that the one of the most significant changes to it, that is the ban on protesting, was not brought in until after the bill had been reported back from the Select Committee. But in this part, Mr. Chairman, the thing that gets my attention is that we don't have a regulatory impact statement here, and in the explanatory note on this amendment bill to the Amendment Act, there is reference to the two previous regulatory impact statements. And so I'm forced back onto those two previous regulatory impact statements to draw my own suppositions, from which to draw my own suppositions and apply them to the bill in front of us at the moment. One of the things that struck me in one of the regulatory impact statements, Mr. Chairman, was that on one of the parts of the stocktake of Schedule 4 of the Crown Minerals Act 1991, and that's one of the regulatory impact statements that has been tabled for us today, it said that given the public interest in this matter, full public consultation was undertaken, and there were 3 hui around the country, with iwi on Great Barrier Island and in Thames and in Christchurch, in relation to particular areas of land that were proposed to be removed from Schedule 4. In total, the regulatory impact statement says there were 37,552 submissions. 37,552 submissions. And this goes to the process around this bill and part one of this bill, Mr. Chairman. 32,000 of those submissions were made by individuals using a standard submission form that had been supplied to them by groups who care and whose business it is to care about the environment. Even if you take those out, there were still 5,234 unique submissions made by individuals and organisations. Now, Mr. Chairman, it becomes crystal clear now why the Minister has engaged in such a shabby process. He is afraid of public opinion. He is afraid that the people who care about either the health and safety standards applying to the permits with respect to part one of this bill, or the environmental standards, or the capability of organisations who are seeking to do exploratory or drilling work in our territory, that those particular provisions are not, he does not want submissions on those things. He does not want the weight of 37,000 submissions to come down on him, and because of that, because of the weight of those submissions, he has chosen, I can only assume he has done it deliberately, because I do not assume the man to be a stupid man, so I can only assume he has done it deliberately in order to avoid the weight of public opinion. Mr. Chair, Mr.
I
Chair.
call the Honourable Member Gareth Hughes.
Mr. Chair, na mihi nui kia koutou kia ora.